In this episode, I have another TASCAM DA30. This one here was shipped up, actually over shipped. If you wait till you see the case it was shipped in, that cost a small fortune, I'm sure. This one here has a problem with the front loader, but once we solve that problem, then there are other problems that are evident. And I get the sneaking suspicion that someone's been in this unit. As you'll see, we've got one problem after another with this one. Let's check it out. This unit shipped in, and it arrived in a flight case. Now, I don't even know what's in here yet. It's still sealed. Got to open it up. So we'll see what's in here. But all I can say is this is overkill as far as packing goes. The amount extra that was paid for the weight of this thing, it's probably more than, it's going to be more in shipping than the unit is worth. It's ridiculous. That's kind of overkill. You know, a cardboard box with some bubble wrap is more than sufficient to pack any electronics. But, oh well, the owner of it's paying the shipping both ways, so it doesn't matter to me. But I'm just saying this is a little bit excess. So let's see what I've got here. Got to cut these seals. It's got a couple tags on here. Let me get out my snippers. Snip these open. There's one. And then the other one over here. Another one. All right, let's see what was in that seal. You can't even remove it. It's a permanent. It's like a custom seal that they'd put on like a container. You can't remove this thing once it's on. It's on. What do we have inside here? We have a letter. It's a DA30 DAT machine, and he's trying to figure out why the cassette won't drop. And he says he uses it. He's had it for 20 years and still uses it from time to time, archiving DAT and to cloud the NPR here in Chicago. What else is in here? Oh, look. More red seals to seal it up. Must be special, so they know that they've been tampered. Oh, there's another envelope here. What's in this one? Oh! This one's got some folding stuff in it. I like this. I like this type. And it's the right color, too. Cool. Well, I guess he's giving me something right now for the repair on the unit. So at least I'm not getting nothing on this one. Alright, let's power this one up and see what happens. And the tray closes on its own. Well, that's going to be a switch. That's going to be one of these switches here. Is acting up for starters, but let's drop a tape in it and see what happens. Ah, it's not dropping. Okay. So we have a front loading problem. Alright, so mechanical problems. Let's pull the transport out and see if we can work the mechanism through its paces out of the deck. Again, I like TASCAM because you can just unplug connectors and lift the entire transport out to work on it. So let's remove the transport. And the screws are loose because someone's been into it. And lift out the transport. Unplug it. Almost been into the preamp too, it looks like. Okay, now I can just take the rest of this unit and set it aside. Let's see why this transport's got a problem. Okay, when the mechanism operates, you've got two motors that control the loading. One controls the tray going in and out, which is this one here. And the other one controls the tray going down, which is the one on the bottom here. So when the tray drops, when I operate this mechanism, the tray will lift, and then this one turns on to pull the tape out. Doesn't seem like it's going on all the way. Therefore not activating the switch. So something's sticking on here, because this should go out all the way, and it's not, and it's not activating the switch, and that's why it retracts on its own. I see plastic that's bent here. That is bent, you can see it. Why? It's not going all the way in either. Okay, let's remove the transport from the rest of it. It's here, and this will drop the mechanism off the bottom. There, now this whole transport will just lift right off. I'll do this one last plug. Okay, now the tape transport is separate, but this screw fell out from somewhere. It was just lying there when I removed the transport. You know what it is? It's one of these screws. It's one of the screws that holds the preamp on is missing. That's where that goes. That's right there. And that one's loose. Alright, well, set that aside. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with that, and let's see if we can figure out why this mechanism is not... look at this mess here. This grease. It just seems to be really quite loose. Pretty sure the problem has to do with timing. Let's just remove the gears. A cut washer here. So I can remove this timing gear. We'll pull this all the way out so that I can get it out of here. Alright. It should be back further than it is. This inner one should be back further than this. And it's controlled by this other little gear here. Remove this one. Pop this gear out. This is the one that affects the timing of the inner chassis. See, that goes in all the way like that. When this pulls out, this goes all the way out that way. So now let's just put the gears back on with the mechanism fully extended. That's better. The cut washer back on. I hope I'm recording. Wouldn't it be something if I wasn't recording this? Go to all this work and the camera not be on? That's happened before, I shouldn't joke about that. Okay, now this should go through its entire loading cycle. I'll throw a tape in, drop the tape there, and we'll wind it down. It should go all the way in. Because I don't know what else I'm going to find wrong with this unit until I plug everything back in, right? Now I don't have to reconnect everything. I don't have to put all the screws in, but I'm going to put a couple in just to hold it in place. Is it going to work this time? Oh, it looks like it's got a loading problem too. The mechanism gummed up maybe? Well, that part works. At least it yeah, that time it loaded. Just some grease probably. Let's see if it puts out any sound. And are we going to hear anything? No, because the tape's not moving. Drum's spinning, but the tape's not moving. What else is wrong with this thing? So we got more problems than just the loading mechanism. It's not advancing the tape either. It doesn't appear that the capstan motor is turning, although it must be because it did retract the tape back into the shell. Oh well, now it loaded. I don't know why it didn't load properly the last time, but it loaded properly this time. And looks like it's not playing. The tape is moving, but there's no sound. Just listening to it, it sounds like the tape is too tight. You can hear it binding on the drum. It is reading the absolute code. I hear no sound. I got more issues than... Oh, make sure it's not... There we go. Maybe the heads were just dirty and it cleared up. So it's now playing. And now it's not playing again. When I search, it plays. pinch roller looks to be in not very good shape. I think the pinch roller is just about toast on this thing. That plastic, that little keeper on the top is rough shape. The little plastic clip that holds the pinch roller in, it's like it's half gone. And the pinch roller just is able to ride up and down. And that might be why it's not playing properly. Because this is shot, this little piece here that holds the pinch roller in place is broken. Why does that not surprise me on something that's as old as this? Yeah, look at under the pinch roller here. Look at all that rust. Look at all this rust in here. This is all corroded. The bottom of the pinch roller here is also, as you can see, it's all rusty. This one might be a lost cause, but we'll see. I'll pull the transport again and we'll see whether something's sticking on here. Definitely this pinch roller, I mean, it needs the top cover on it, that cap to hold it in place. It's going to fall off without it. I did lubricate the spindle a bit. I mean, there's still rust on here. There's not a hell of a lot I can do about that. It's just been sitting around too many years exposed to the elements. But at least it sort of plays. Well, it doesn't really play. It's got many problems. I was thinking maybe a piece of insulation from a piece of wire might hold the pinch roller in place, or maybe even a piece of this the nozzle for a cleaner can. If I can fit that over there, then maybe that will do it. Small screwdrivers down the middle of it here to enlarge it just a little bit. So that it will fit and hold it in place. That might do it. Let's cut the end off this here. And don't say you guys never learn any tricks. This will work for capstans for camcorders too, or pinch rollers, as I say, for camcorders too. The straw from your cleaners, right? Just the right size to fit over. I think that would work for DV and probably for 8mm camcorders as well, the pinch roller for them. And that'll stop that from falling off. You see now it won't go anywhere. Okay, so one problem is now solved. There's still many problems though with this machine. Like Give the mode switch over here a shot of cleaner. There's a mode switch right over the side here. I should be able to get into that with the cleaner and give it a shot. That tape damage there, I wonder? Seems to be the tension's too high or something. It doesn't want to seem. I can hear it dragging. I don't know if the tape's been damaged. I hope not. It's getting short on tape so they can get chewed up. Shut the hell up, cat. Okay, that's turning free now. Well, that's working. I mean, that all appears to be working now. I guess the tape wasn't sitting in true when the mechanism was screwed down, but reverse search, play, it's not sticking, it's not binding like it was when the tape was in. If we go to full rewind, got a little bit of sticking under here, but not much. Full fast forward. It's got the normal tension on it. I don't see anything else that feels out of the ordinary. Mechanism's going through its paces like it should. But when I had a tape in there, the tape wouldn't move. Almost like it wasn't centered on the hubs properly. Like it was so much tension, the tape just could not move. Weird. I'll reassemble it and just give it another shot and see what's going to happen. Because it should be working. There's no reason why it's not. Everything appears to be working as it should. Nothing's jammed up. All the switches appear to be working properly. but yet I put a tape in it and the tape just gets stuck. And yet when I operate it with no tape installed, with the end sensors covered, oops, I think my end sensing tape just fell off here. Let me just put it back on. Oops, jeez. Keep that covered. When I run it with the tape end sensors covered, I go into fast forward. Everything's turning smoothly. I put it into rewind. Everything's turning smoothly. Play. Everything's working. And yet when I put a tape in it, it's taking the mechanism apart again. I'm finding pieces from that that retainer for the pinch rover that are falling out of the mechanism. So that might be why it's sticking once in a while, is there's a little bit of debris left over that fell out of here when it cracked, and it's fallen into the mechanism, and that might be why it's sticking. I've got it now where it's not sticking. It's in the rewind mode right now where I left it. Alright, I've put it all back together yet again. Put the tape in. Will it play? I don't believe it. It's actually playing this time. Holy crap. I might have fixed it. Haha. So let's try forward. Oh. Let's try rewind. Uh-oh. We're stuck again. Why? I've been digging real deep in here, and it looks like the little reflective piece from the bottom of the supply side spool has come off. Actually, it's the take-up side, not the supply. This is part of the hub, and this is supposed to be glued to the bottom of the hub itself. And what this is this is the, that's supposed to be on the bottom there, and you can see it's come off. That might be part of our problem on this unit. Among other things, why the thing keeps jamming, for example, this is getting caught in the gears. Take a look at that back tension band as well. One thing for sure, this mechanism is in a much worse shape than the fellow let me believe. He said all that was wrong with it was that the front loader wouldn't drop the tape. Well, as we can see, it's a lot more than that. Tape hubs are coming apart, for one, and see, that's supposed to be down there to hold that together. It's not supposed to come apart, but the rotation sensor material on the bottom of this has come off. So I got to try to glue that back on, and then see whether this will actually go back together. You know, I'm not holding my breath that this is going to be fully functional. This mechanism may completely need to be replaced, and of course that's just something you're not going to find for a unit that's old. This unit may be beyond economical repair. It's starting to look that way at this point, that this unit may be beyond economical repair. It's unfortunate because, you know, these were a pretty good machine. But that's what happens when equipment gets old. Parts wear out and break, and you just can't get replacements for these anymore. So this is a rotation sensor. You can see the little phototransistor and light emitter down here that shines a light beam up and it either gets absorbed or reflected by the pattern on the table, as it's a real table, as it's turning. So if it were to stop turning, the machine knows to go into emergency stop. And this reel was sticking once in a while. When it was freewheeling, it was sticking. What was happening was this, you can see where it was getting kind of chewed up here. It was getting in between the gears and jamming it. So I've just glued it back on. Don't know if it's going to work or not. I guess I'll find out once I put it back together, but that's about all I can do is to try to glue it back on. We're not going to find another one of these, that's for sure. I'm not going to hear any sound. I was watching this poor thing try to load it, or try to run the tape. Look at the tape tension changing. No wonder it can't play. I don't know whether the back tension arm, or not the arm, the back tension band has had oil or something on it. I don't know whether someone sprayed WD-40 into this thing, but that tape tension is just way too high. That's why it's not playing. If I go to search, but it's muting because the RF is no good. I'm looking at the waveform here, and yeah, the RF leaves plenty to be desired, that's for sure. See what I mean? And you can hear it. You can hear it sounds like something's binding. It almost looks like there's a, if you look at that back tension band here, that back tension band looks like it's got oil or something on it. You see, it just looks, it looks like it's got something on it, and it feels like it's got something on it. I took it out and felt it, and it just feels kind of sticky, and I think that's where our fault is right now on this unit, is that even though I've got the back tension turned to absolute minimum, this is binding as it's turning. The brakes are on now, so it won't turn. But I think we got big problems on this unit, so I don't know whether this is going to be fixable or not. I mean, it just looks, I mean, even if you look down here, right, it just looks like it smells oily. Now, I did lubricate a little bit over around the guides here, right, but that's all. I just put a little bit of lithium grease on the rails, nothing in around where the tape hubs are. I think it's a back tension problem. If I can get it to play. Got it close. Okay, I got it playing. I think we need a back tension. I think that's our fault on this, is that back tension band. It's either had some lubricant or something drip on it or something, and it's causing the tension to be too high. I wonder if I just throw a tape in it and just let it play. Just let it play through and see whether it'll free that up a bit. But it sure looks like it. All I gotta do is just tap the reverse search a second. That just releases the tension and puts it back on. It's wondering why when I go into reverse search, though, it doesn't like the tape is sticking to something. It's either the back tension or that the mechanism is just worn out, which is also very possible. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at this for tonight, and maybe we'll pick this up again and do some more work on it. At this point, say it's not working properly. I got the tape transport alignment is good on it, RF is good, but we've got severe tension problems, and everything seems to be pointing to that back tension band. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just throw another tape into this unit and just leave it on play and just see what happens. Leave it on play for a bit and see if it'll free up. I'll let this play and see what happens. Seems to be fast forwarding okay. Rewind. Watch the reel on the left. I have to turn this down. I don't want to get nailed with copy here, but watch the reel on the left. I'll hesitate once in a while. See? Every revolution, it's hesitating. I wonder if one of the teeth out there is doing the game, stuck a bit there. Maybe one of the teeth in the gears, or it's just that back tension. I think it's the back tension band. It's just it's got something in it and it's causing it to stick. So I'm gonna let this thing just run and just let it play through and see whether it'll free itself up at all. Because I don't know where I would go about getting a back tension band for one of these, unless I had a scrap machine to take it off of, which I don't. See, and you watch over here, you'll see this is the back tension regulator arm. When the tension goes up, that back tension arm will swing over. That it releases the tension. This is what controls the tension of that brake band. So it's sticking every revolution. Anyway, I'm going to just let this thing run here for a while, see if it'll free itself up. I'm kind of out of options, so I'll end the video now. Maybe we'll do a part 2. It's functional now, it's just not working right. At least I've got sound now, and I'm making some progress. Again, it's not right, but I'm going to let it run and see if it'll just correct itself from running it. So I'll say thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.